Hello everybody, welcome to the back nine of round one at the Green Mountain Championship, presented by Upper Park Disc Golf and Discraft. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker, and we are the two hockeys, honk.
Honk. Round one feature card here out at Fox Run, the more open of the two beautiful courses out here at Smuggler's Notch in Vermont.
Yeah, we had some really pretty conditions today. It was cloudy, and there's like cool clouds all along the tops of the mountains. No wind, so it sets up for some scoring opportunities. In the front nine, we had a lot of birdies from Catrina Allen and Jennings. And we'll check out the leaderboard. We had a handful of people sitting under par, and there's room to make some more birdies.
Yeah, plenty more out here. Plenty more out of bounds and trouble, too, if you're not careful.
Totally. Hole 10 is 315 feet. It's pretty straight and simple. There's out of bounds on the left and right-hand side all the way down the fairway. It wraps around the basket. There's kind of a bubble of area you can land on the left side of the basket that is safe if you're wanting to bail out. If you want to be a little more aggressive, this basket is pinched up along the out of bounds on the right-hand side inside the circle.
There's like a cliff back there, too. You do not want to throw over there.
Yeah, you can say bye to your disc if you go out of bounds right or deep.
Catrina throwing an M2 here. I think this shot really calls for a sidearm. You can definitely get there with a backhand. It's just a little bit more difficult, and it's so easy to turn it over too quickly to the right. That was super well done. She's looking like she's going to get another birdie to go 5 down. Ooh, that is too early.
Oh, no. Oh no.
Just when I said it sets up well for a sidearm.
On the front nine, if you guys did not tune in already, Erika has a special power of helping people mess up.
It doesn't work in reverse. I can't make them do better.
Christine looking like a really nice angle, a lot more of an aggressive line, tickles the trees, and kicks into bounds.
Into bounds.
Into bounds.
I love in the bounds.
Me too. Missy opting for the backhand as well. Even though it's a 315-foot hole, it is really hard to get a sidearm there because it does play uphill, and you have to go over this hill. So you have to throw the disc a little bit nose up to get all the distance to get to the green.
That was a gorgeous shot. Missy with her Big Z Mantis and just parks it.
Yeah, that was sick.
Hokom's pretty far back here, looking like she's giving it a bid, maybe. Nope, just laying up for her bogey.
It's played as the second easiest hole on the course.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah, 27% of the field with a birdie.
Did you see Hokom back up out of the way, looking at the camera the whole time? Catrina for her birdie.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
stop it. You stop it.
Oh, quick feet.
Yeah, that's important. If you don't know, you get stroked if your disc hits your bag. Is it if it hits anybody's bag?
No, it's just yours. Wow.
Perfect reaction.
No celebration.
Just like, I hope we see this shrug in slow motion. GK replay here.
It really does feel like that, though. You're like, man,
Come on.
Why can I do that, but not the first one?
I mean, yeah, great save.
Awesome. I mean, she's outside the circle.
And it's easy to like spiral and be like, man, I was going to get a birdie, and then you'd end up taking the bogey. Good first birdie from Missy there to get her to 4 over par.
Yep, she's finding some green for her scorecard. Great birdie, or a par for Christine as well, after a little bit of an errant tee shot.
Hole 11 is a 550-foot par 4. Again, stakes left and right OB. You are trying to get as far as you can and trying to stick on this left side, like relatively close to the out of bounds, so you open up your second shot, which is over this rock wall, and the out of bounds wraps all the way around the pin. There's a ton of trees in the way, so even if you get down here, you're not guaranteed a putt. Definitely birdieable, but a little bit of luck maybe coming into play on this upshot. It's really hard to get all the way down to the pin with like a backhand upshot too.
Yeah.
It's doable, but the sidearm's a little easier.
The green also slopes downwards away from the rest of the fairway, so it's hard to get your disc to lay down. It's really easy to roll out of bounds deep.
Yeah, it's true. D2.
She's going to be hugging the out of bounds line just like you want.
Oh,
And she checks up.
Just like you want.
I mean, that's as close as you can get.
It's really easy. I don't remember what other hole we were talking about to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I talk about what goes wrong all the time? Am I just a negative person? I'm just finding this out. It is really easy to pull it right because you're scared of
Going out of bounds left.
Going out of bounds left. This is great, trust.
Maybe this just should make you reconsider how you talk to yourself when you're lining up your shots.
Yeah, I guess. Don't think about, it's really easy to mess this up in this particular way.
It's really nice to land your disc over on the left-hand side. Hokom aiming for that middle tree perfectly and filtering down to the green. She'll be inside the circle. It's really easy on this shot to leave your shot a little bit short. The OB pinches in on the right-hand side. Christine definitely playing around with that corner. Cannot quite tell if she went out of bounds or not.
I think she snuck in. I think it's the first time we've seen her forehand today. And like you said, it's pretty easy to kind of end up cutting the corner accidentally. Wow. It's kind of a sharp angle.
Dang, that was such a great shot from Missy.
Especially getting in there with the backhand. Like we were saying, that is a difficult shot.
I mean, she peered the gap and the fairway all the way down.
Yep.
That was so great. Great shot from Catrina as well.
Oh, it looks like Christine maybe was out of bounds there. Or...
Nice little pitch up. If she wasn't, she was close.
Yeah.
But that's a great pitch up from the top.
Great conversion for birdie from Hokom.
Birdie feels good on this hole. There was 15% of the field with birdies. That's 6 on the day out of the 48 competitors we had. It's like we were watching 2 so far out of the 6 that were made.
Pretty sure Missy's good for it.
Yeah, I feel like I can bank this one for sure.
Great to start on Missy's back 9 here, cleaning it up.
Congrats to Lauren Butler, Hannah Macbeth, and Deanne Carey as well on their birdies.
Wow.
Christine, I believe this is for her par. Oh, bogey.
Was
nope,
out of
she
bounds.
wasn't. Okay.
Bummer.
It's easy to do on that corner. Hole 12 is 645 feet. It's a par 4. It is a long one. There is out of bounds on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side that wrap around. There's an OB gully in the middle. You want to land somewhere right here. The further the left, the better. It opens up your second shot over the out-of-bounds gully and to this slightly elevated pin. This is like an OB island, essentially, but thankfully the out-of-bounds is not super close to the green. It allows you to really open up on your second shot and maybe be aggressive and try to get to that green.
It is, I believe, 330 feet to the edge of the out of bounds, so you're going to see you are able to throw a pretty solid distance drive to get to this landing zone, but mostly you're just kind of trying to land in the flat spot where there's footing, so it's like a distance placement kind of a deal.
Yeah, it does play slightly uphill as well on the second shot, so the more you can bite off on your tee shot here, the higher your chances are to be able to reach the basket on that second shot. But it is kind of scary to go big here. You cannot quite see the out-of-bounds stake from the tee pad, so it is a kind of a blind shot.
Yeah, I don't think anybody, maybe Paige or Haley tries to go over the out-of-bounds, but I'd be surprised. I'm trying to remember.
Neither one of them did today.
Do you know how far it is to the other edge of the OB? It's like 420 or something like that.
I think that's right. Missy, a lot more pinch than you want to be on the second shot. She's going to have to throw a flex shot towards out of bounds, and keeping it holding over to the right-hand side. She gets way down there.
Yeah, that was her thrasher again. Well done. This is this is a trace from Hokom.
She's doesn't even get to circle 2, so you can see just how uphill and how long this second shot has to be.
Yeah, they're all throwing they need to throw 400 feet to get to the pin, and all having to throw like relatively technical shots kind of around the tree.
Great flexing shot from Christine, really trusting that disc.
Catrina getting pretty close to the out of bounds here with 356 feet left. She actually has a chance here.
Puts it a little low and it turns over about halfway through the flight. She'll have a long putt for her birdie.
Missy just kind of laying up with her soul. Pretty easy par there.
Nobody in the FPO field found circle 1 for their birdie today. So that's a very clear sign of how difficult it is to get up and down.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like you just don't have good enough footing to really go for it as hard as you want.
Yeah.
Generally.
Only 10% of the field, too, finding circle 2 for birdie. So, I mean, that just speaks volumes. There was one birdie on the day. Catrina just had that birdie bid. And it was by Paige Pierce. It was a putt, but it was kind of a throw-in. It was from, like, probably 80 feet.
Cool.
It was a far one. But par field's good on this hole. This is not one that most people are going out trying to attack for the birdie. This is a hole you want to just maintain.
And we can see from the flag there, the breeze did start to pick up for everybody about halfway through the round here. So not horrible, but something to think about.
And we'll start the long walk to 13. It is a 360-foot hole that goes a little bit uphill. You want to get over this hill, and then it's sharply downhill for the rest of the fairway. But you can't throw a downhill shot because of this hill. There's no out of bounds you have to worry about near the basket, but to the right-hand side, there's stakes, and they do wrap around a little bit on the backside.
Basically, you want to throw kind of right at this telephone pole and then fade to the left. This is too low. Yeah, it's not even going to make it over the hill.
Missy doing the classic layup to the top of the hill play that I also chose.
Oh, yeah. You can't go wrong. You know,
Just
it's a
pitch down for your 3.
pretty easy par. Oh, man.
360 feet, and definitely one that everyone is wanting to get.
Catrina gets all the way down to circle 1 with her D2. Hokom going backhand here.
Love to see it. Getting that flex.
This is her vanish, and she throws that pretty well. I mean, she's, circle 2?
Yeah, she's
Just outside?
almost pin high, so she got some really good distance on it.
Yeah, it's a good shape. Christine going Tour Series Sidewinder.
She said, miss it.
Miss it.
Missy looking down at the basket, just hoping to lay up. And she executes well. Hopefully it sits down. Lots of roots on these next couple of holes as we enter back into the woods for a few.
You did outdrive me.
We should get used to Sarah outdriving us backhand. She's done it a lot on the lead and feature card that we've been watching over the past few tournaments.
Yeah, she's starting to really be able to shape her shots confidently. It's cool to watch. Get it.
Woo!
Another birdie for Catrina to go 6 down.
Playing this
Wow.
course the way it's supposed to be played.
Shredded.
Getting the birdies where you need to get them. Giving herself a look on the harder holes. Can't ask for much more.
Everybody else just cleaning up easy pars here.
Yeah, only 15% of the field with birdies. I think that will be more the next time we visit Fox Run.
Okay, hole 14 is another shorter birdieable par 3, 275 feet up the hill. Really just calls for a right-handed backhand hyzer. OB to the right that wraps around. No OB on the left, but those trees are pretty dense and can leave you with nothing if you hyzer in too early.
This plate is the second easiest hole on the course. It's reachable. Everyone wants to get this birdie. This is one that we know we can reach. This is one that there's a few different gaps you can get through. All you have to do is just put that disc on hyzer and let it hopefully work. Some issues you can run into, though, are hitting these trees on that hyzer angle, and it can sometimes cause your disc to pick up and roll out of bounds on the right-hand side. Even though from here, from the camera angle, it doesn't look that steep, it is definitely steep enough to get your disc started in the wheel format. That out of bounds suddenly becomes really close.
Sarah gets pretty far up there with a forehand. Christine choosing to take the wider route. We saw, and here's kind of that roll. Catrina and Missy kind of taking the more inside line, which is probably the most open way to get there. Ooh! Oh!
Yeah!
Woo!
Yeah!
55 Anheuser jump putt?
Wow. Let's see that GK replay.
Yeah, yes, please. Look at this.
Oh my God, this angle is awesome.
Look at the cinematography.
This needs dramatic music. Wow.
Gorgeous.
So perfect.
It was awesome. Christine for her birdie just outside the circle.
Oh my gosh.
Count it. And that's to get back under par. Both of them to get back under par.
You can see why this is one of only a couple holes that averaged under par.
One more time.
Oh, yeah.
She's smiling.
She knows out of her hand. Ugh, that is awesome. Back-to-back GK replays.
What a treat. Let's go back to back to back.
Oh.
Jinxed it. Yep. Another birdie there for Missy.
She's really, really cleaned up this back nine. Finding her third birdie, right? The back nine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think any bogeys either. Could be wrong, though. We notoriously are, so. Comment below if you love us. Leave a honk.
And before we get to hole 15, let's check in with the leaderboard. Look at these under par scores. Catrina and Paige at 5 and 6 under. Awesome. Sarah, Christine, and Heather Young holding on at 1 under par. I feel like that's pretty good out here. That feels great.
Couple evens, couple hot geese, 1 over.
Oh, yeah. Although in these calm conditions, I know we were all really chomping at the bit to try to get 2, 3, 4 under. We all can
100%.
do it. We
Yeah.
can make it happen with these calm conditions. Regardless of the wind, we are in the woods at Fox Run for one of the few holes. It's 315 feet, and it is so tight all the way down. No out of bounds to deal with. Just get through all these trees. And hyzer out to the right to the green. Forehand is good. Backhand and hyzer works, but it is a really challenging shape.
Yeah, it's more like a hyzer flip backhand that fades or turns to the right. Missy choosing that sidearm, which is probably the safer play, I think. If you kick too far in the woods, though, either way, it's like an automatic 4. Whoa, Missy's slipping.
I was going to say, this tee pad is slippery. It got me really bad. I think I saw that it got a couple of players.
See, she still gets her Zeus into circle 2, though. Sarah with her vanish. An appropriately see-through disc. Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh, buzzing the basket.
Awesome.
Getting that designated forehand hole on the back nine.
MD3 from Christine, disking way down. Usually you see more like fairway drivers because it is over 300 feet.
Looks like she's not trying anything too crazy here. She's just trying to get down to the middle and give herself an easy up and down. Maybe a long putt.
She's in the edge of the woods somewhere. I think she'll be able to save her par pretty easy. Catrina throwing putter.
Wow.
That is PA1.
That was so flippy.
Yeah.
On a very sharp hyzer angle, it still flips up and bails.
She's like almost circle's edge, too.
That was so crazy.
Uh-huh.
Christine going through the little gap she has.
Yeah, well done. Catrina, I guess she's a few feet outside the circle.
Yep, long birdie putt.
Maybe 40. Straddle around the tree.
A little grip lock. That tree definitely in her backswing. Missy with a long birdie putt as well.
I guess they're out more like 50-ish, huh?
Yeah, Missy's looks longer than Catrina's did.
Said Toll. You
Oh,
just
no.
shut down. This isn't even a green where you're thinking about rollaways. There are so many of them out here, but this isn't
Wow.
one. Look how far she went. That's awful.
That is shocking.
God, right when she like cleans it up and
Gets on a
is getting all
roll.
the birdies, like that is unfortunate.
Disc off.
Ugh.
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 Sarah for her birdie. She's inside the circle. No. Only 2 people found the circle from the tee pad. 315 feet, you wouldn't think that would be the case, but man, this fairway is so tight. There were no birdies from the FPO today.
That's surprising.
That is surprising. There will be more the next time we visit Fox Run.
It's hard. Very technical. Mm-hmm. Very punishing trees.
And especially
they
after...
aren't having it. They just aren't having it.
They are not having it. They're not going to help you get to the green. And after playing a bunch of open holes and then you just randomly throw in this super tight fairway.
Incredibly technical, yeah.
2 back-to-back, actually. It is a nice change up, though.
Missy with that heartbreaking bogey. You just got to shake those off.
Mm-hmm. There's literally nothing you can do about it.
Except shake them off.
Except
as previously mentioned. Hole 16 is another long wooded par 4, 595 feet. No OB on the sides here until you hit this out of bounds gulch, I guess, where this bridge is. And then you're trying to throw out, and now there's out of bounds lining the right side but not the left. Very difficult to get there in 2 shots. I guess it's birdieable, but difficult. And if you're in the woods on your tee shot, it's not going to go well for you. The drone camera footage, guys, is brought to us by the discbarn.com. They have a huge variety of discs, over 14 brands, mostly Discraft and Discmania if you're into that. Go check them out. They take a picture of every disc, discbarn.com.
I like to call this hole the old half and half.
Okay.
Half in the woods, half out.
There we go. Okay.
We found it.
It was weirder if you just left it without explaining. The old half and half.
This tee shot is challenging. I mean, it slopes downwards from left to right. And even though there's not any out of bounds that you have to worry about on the left and right, it can very easily roll down there. And those trees over there are jail. There is nothing. You can see so many little tiny ones.
Slip and a pull to the right there.
Yeah.
These turf tee pads definitely can get a little bit slick.
We had crazy amounts of rain the night before, like insane.
Mm-hmm. It was like flooding rain. If you find the left-hand side as well, it's another version of jail. There's some bigger trees over there, so there's a few more gaps, but the right side is so brutal.
Yeah, look at this. All you can do is pitch out. And the footing there's a ton of roots and stuff, so it's hard to get enough of a run up. You still have, 350 feet or more, 375 to get to the pin. And when you're doing that, trying to step over roots, it's so hard to save a par.
This is a great shot from Christine to get out.
If you can get in the half out section where it's open and flat, it's like a pretty easy par. It's like, oh, why is everyone having trouble,
Yeah.
But if you got to pitch up like this, it's a nightmare.
And at this point, it's going to be really hard to reach the basket. Like Erika said, the landing zone has so many roots, and it makes your run up so sketchy. Makes it hard to get.
That's about as good as it gets.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at this.
That was great.
Thrasher to just inside circle 2.
Yeah.
Hard to do much better than
and
that.
there's out of bounds on the right hand side that pinches in halfway through that second shot, like right around the 175, 200 foot mark, and it's so easy to find it.
Was that her second shot?
Yes.
Yeah, nice little pitch over with a Envy.
So Catrina, on her second shot, short of the OB Gulch, still has 315 feet to the pin. It looks like a pure hyzer line from here.
Yep, she's going X1 on that hyzer angle in the circle.
Mm-hmm. Sarah with her third shot, just trying to get it on the green here. There's out of bounds behind the basket. Definitely comes into your head a little bit.
Pretty close.
Yeah, leaving a little bit more. Christine with her third shot as well.
That looks pretty par. No, she's short as well.
This plate is the 4th most difficult hole on the day. Nobody finding circle 1 for the birdie. Oof.
Nubbed.
That
Good
was
effort for her par.
Only 5% of the field finding circle 2 for birdie. It was really hard to get up and down.
Great par from Christine.
Yeah, that was a great par. Excellent putt. Catrina for her par. It was a great try after having to pitch out on her second shot, getting inside the circle. Shows that if she can get that first shot dialed in, she can find this green for birdie.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone was doubting that. Maybe. It's nice to know it's possible, I guess.
Yeah. Nobody did it today. 54% with a bogey or worse. You can see how easy it is to find those bogey strokes along this long and OB-lined fairway. On the old half and half.
The old half. I hate it and I love it.
I do too. I think it's a great hole, but also it's
I'm at the
bittersweet.
name.
Yeah. Hole 17 is a blind hole. It's 385 feet. It goes flat for a long time and then sharply down to the left. It's an elevated pin with OB that wraps all the way around the backside. That definitely comes into play if you decide to get aggressive on your putt. Common errors here are throwing too straight and flat and finding the out of bounds deep, or throwing a little bit too hyzer and short and finding the out of bounds short. We see Hokom really playing with that left side OB line.
But that's the thing. You kind of think that a straight shot, you're like, yeah, that looks great. But then you're out of bounds deep. And then you saw it off. You're like, that was awful. And you're fine.
Yep. You're safe.
Yeah. Definitely possible to get down there. But with the sharply sloped green, it's really hard to get the 2. Because you're just kind of scared to run at it.
Oof.
That was a great shot.
Great shot from Christine. She gives herself a putt. It is a scary one at that, but it is a putt.
Yeah, that was her Star Destroyer again. Catrina with a D1.
Kind of surprised to see her pulling out a distance driver here, but
Are you?
But she knows her game plan here.
That was awesome, and now
That was
she can
awesome.
putt back up at it, which is much less intimidating.
Yep, she can be aggressive for her birdie putt. She's so good at controlling the angles of her disc. I feel like a distance driver is so scary here.
Really? What do
Yeah.
you throw? This is
Fairway.
a Zeus. I feel like it's kind of a crush, even though it's downhill, and you kind of need the skip, which a distance driver helps with.
Yeah, especially in this thick grass. Hokom just laying it up.
She went a little past it, but hopefully she stayed close. Missy for a 2.
Running it.
Always.
Catching metal, laying down, being nice.
See if Christine can convert.
Just outside the circle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome birdie.
She's playing so solid today.
Yeah, 2 under through 17. That's just, yeah. I want to clap, but
Yeah,
I don't
let's-
want to hurt your ears.
This is an awesome round to have on film.
Does she smile every time she putts? She's so happy.
Right out of the hand, feeling good. I mean, that's such a
That's so
scary
cool.
putt.
Mm-hmm.
Also a very scenic putt.
Man, if
Finding
all
a-
of Catrina's putts dropped today, she'd be like 10 down.
Yeah. She's hitting so much metal on those missed putts too. It's not like she's airballing or missing low. Like, she is giving it a chance. Only 10% of the field finding circle 1 off this tee. It is tough to get your disc to carry straight that far. And
I loved it. Great balancing act there.
And hole 18, wrapping it up with the hardest hole on the course. 700 feet downhill. It's out of bounds on the left and right hand side. Most people want to play a hyzer out over the out of bounds, landing somewhere right in here, and then throwing your second shot, hopefully not finding the out of bounds right or left. You can go between the 2 trees or throw a big anhyzer that carries out into the middle. The out of bounds wraps around behind this elevated pin, and it comes into play because it's a really steep hill just behind.
You really have to trust your disc out of bounds on the right to land in the center.
Mm-hmm.
That is too much trust.
In order to get that to work, you have to throw it a little bit further. You can put it over that, like that far over to the right and still get it to come back in, but you have to be able to throw about 400 feet.
And she, I don't think, ever crossed anywhere, so it's basically a re-tee at that point. Good shot from Hokom, finally throwing that photon right, she says.
See how aggressive Catrina gets here. With this hill, you can go really far if you have the arm for it.
Yeah, very few people, I think, are thinking, oh, yeah, birdie, but she is. Look at that, 445 downhill with her D2.
What a crush.
Mm-hmm.
Carrying over out of bounds the whole way. Missy also with the big hyzer, really trusting that disc to spike into the middle. And it does. It lays down.
Oh, that was an ESP Challenger.
You can
SS.
You can see how quickly that left side out of bounds can come into play, even if you do play your disc wide out to the right.
Christine choosing to advance a little bit rather than re-tee and makes the correction nicely.
That's a butt pucker shot, huh?
Missy opting to go between the trees on the right-hand side instead of working that anhyzer on the left-hand side of the fairway, and it works out well for her.
Yeah, I skipped a line. She threw a Zeus, which makes way more sense on the first shot.
That
was her
way more
Gannon
sense.
Undertaker. I was like blown away, but
Me
I
too.
skipped a line. Anyway, she is playing the hole really well.
I was like, man, she has some really excellent angle control.
Like, how's it hyzering so steeply? Sarah had a really great shot up to near circle 2 area.
Christine
Ooh,
forced to go between the trees, flips it, and it'll be out of bounds.
That tree is so well placed. Like, to get there for the birdie, you kind of want to take the small, risky gap versus going like an anhyzer or a forehand on the wide side of the gap.
Yeah, there's so much more space over there, but it's so scary to not turn your disc over here and find that out of bounds. But Catrina is so good at this type of shot.
Yeah.
She puts it inside the circle.
She's so good with her M2 there. Did you see the power lines? The lowest, thickest power line has 2 discs stuck in it because it's like interwoven lines.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, those power lines, I've seen them come into play. They definitely can grab your disc.
Yeah, I watched Heather Young hit it.
I didn't know they would hold on.
Yeah, it's crazy. Christine laying up for her double?
Bogey. Double, yeah, double.
Missy up there for her par. Sarah for her par. And for the birdie.
Oh, just a little short.
I mean, 5 under is still an awesome round. And it's crazy because, like, I bet she's disappointed.
Yeah.
She left so much out there and
I
was
mean-
so close.
I mean, she could taste double digits. Oh, sorry, that was for
triple,
Christine's
double OB triple bogey.
triple. Really nice putt,
Ouch.
though, to
Yeah.
save it. That was a death putt. That's a scary one.
And 1 over really isn't too bad, but you sure think about that one after the round's over.
Yeah, it sucks to leave the hardest hole in the course on the last hole because it makes you leave with a bad taste in your mouth sometimes. Mm-hmm. Or if you're Haley King and you're throwing it in from 170 for 2 and the eagle, it makes you leave with a really good taste.
Yeah, the best taste.
Look at Catrina with all that green. Christine starting out really strong as well. Missy having a firing pot back 9 with some unfortunate breaks there on the end. But
Still pretty decent scores.
yeah, definitely with the calm winds, they took it to their advantage for the most part.
Checking in here, Haley with that throw in for eagle, moving up to 2nd place. Paige Pierce and Sarah Hokom joining them on the leader card. We got a couple hotkeys here on Chase card.
Even
and
through
third card.
18, we held it together.
We held it together. That never happens.
Tiger Borth having a strong finish at MVP and finding her way onto the leaderboard again this week after round 1.
Christine, good showing from her, and she still stays on Chase card. So
Thank you guys for hanging out with us on the round at Fox Run. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
We are your 2 hockeys. Honk, come hang out with us tomorrow at Brewster Ridge in the woods at GMC.
Honk.
Thanks, Gkpro, for the awesome FPO footage.